All right, what's up, you guys? We got UFC Vegas 24. We got Whittaker versus Gastelum. And, starting off here, Whittaker is going to be the bigger guy. He is 3 inches taller with a 2 inch reach advantage. And he does have, I believe, a little bit better volume. And overall striking in general, numbers are greater. So that's cool. And he's got the better record. He has been TKO'd recently, but he's so well-rounded and been on such a hot streak, other than the Izzy fight, that I don't see how you couldn't take him in this one, especially against an overrated Kelvin, who's tough and can fight. I think Robert could do anything he wants to him with the sub decision and possibly even a KO on him. So on this one, I'm going to go with Whittaker. The next one, we got lightweight co-main event, Jeremy Stevens versus Drakkar Klose. And we've seen both these guys fight before. Jeremy's lost his last 5, and but Drakkar Klose hasn't faced as good a competition and things like that. But he will be 1 year younger, 10 pounds heavier, with the slightly better striking. Now that is against worse competition, and he is going to have the takedown advantage as well. But on this one, I just don't see Jeremy Stevens. This might be more of a fade on Jeremy, who's on the way down, and then anything on Klose. So I'm gonna go with Klose on this one, just because I'm fading Stevens a little bit, and I think that Klose is good in certain scenarios, and maybe he doesn't have as much wear as Stevens does, So I'm gonna go with Klose. All right, the next one we got heavyweight fight. We got Andre Arlovsky versus Chase Sherman. And we're all very familiar with Andre Arlovsky, and a little bit less with Chase Sherman, but Arlovsky hasn't got a KO in about 6 years, and that's a problem. He loses every which way. He can KO people, but I don't know. I just think he's a little too old now, and I just think he's too old and not as good. I don't think Chase Sherman is anything to write home about. But I think in this situation, being 11 years younger, having better volume, 1 inch height advantage, and 10 pounds on him, and then also a 1 inch reach advantage, he just has all the advantages. And I think I'm just picking the younger guy here against the faded veteran. So let's go with Chase Sherman on that one, decision. All right, the next one we got Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Jacob Malkoun or whatever. And Abdul, we saw him get knocked out by Chaos recently, and that was pretty vicious. But Chaos does have a lot of power, but so does Abdul, And he's got a nasty leg kick, and obviously his time in the UFC has been better than Jacob's. I mean, Phil Haas wrecked this dude pretty bad. And I know that guy likes to sit around and game a lot. And the other guy has been through a little bit harder of a life that maybe he's brought upon himself or anything. But I just think that Abdul's going to take this one, even though he's 10 years older. And he's going to be the smaller man in there. He always looks a little undersized to me. But I think that Abdul is going to get this done over Jacob. All right, we got a lightweight fight. We got Luis Pina versus Alex Munoz. And Luis Pina has never lived up to what we thought he'd be, but we got to remember that 2 of those losses were split decisions. So a little bit closer, he could easily be 10-1 right now. And he is going to be the bigger man in every which way. And he's going to have the better striking, but I don't think he's going to have the better wrestling. But I think he's going to have seen a good wrestling. So I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for him against Alex Munoz, who we saw in the Contender Series do a lot of takedowns and focus on that. But I think Pena's going to get a redemption here, and I think he's going to do well, and I think he's going to win the decision or possibly get a submission here, just being the lankier guy. All right, and the next one we got a featherweight fight. We got Ramos versus Bill Aljo. And, every time Ramos fights, I'm always surprised that he does good. To me, he just doesn't look like a fighter. And he's pretty chinny. He does have more UFC experience than the other guy, but has a submission takedown. His last KO was 4 years ago. So it's been a while since he's had a power punch. He's got negative striking, differential, and stuff like that. And Bill Aljo's just going to outvalue him. He's got the knee. He's got a toolbox, leg kicks. Ramos has the leg kicks as well, but I believe that Bill Aljo's just going to get a sloppy decision in this one by tagging up Ramos enough times to win the decision. So that's it for the main event, or the main card, and I hope you guys win some money. All right, we got Tracy Cortez versus Justine Kish, and Kish is so bad, you can't bet on her. Tracy Cortez is a rising star. She's 5 years younger, 1.5 reach advantage, and she's just better. She's better everywhere. What is Justine going to do? She's just going to get nullified everywhere and outstruck, so Cortez. The next one, we got a heavyweight bout, Alexander Romanov versus Juan Espino. And Alexander Romanov, he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's got a nice tackle that he does against the fence and takes you down. He's going to be younger and heavier, possibly. And all of his fights have went to decision, so you know it's going to be a banger. But Juan Espino is no joke, and I think that his wrestling and 5-inch reach advantage, 1-inch height advantage, and he's got this takedown where he throws an overhand right, and I think he might catch Romanov with that and just get him in enough slippery situations to where he lands on top of him, and I don't know, maybe he gets the decision that way, or he even submits him, or ground and pounds, but I'm going to take Espino in this one. All right, we got Penn versus Lupe Gondinez in a women's strawweight fight. Jessica Penn isn't that good. She's lost for 6 to 7 years now. She's got the height advantage, but other than that, I don't see what she could do. She could do a judo throw or something like that, hit a submission, but this other girl, she's kind of a bum beater. She's beaten a ton of bums and lost in the amateurs, but she's really quick, and, you know, she's got a nice 1-2, and she looked good in her leagues and stuff like that, and I believe she's talented, but originally I was going to pick Penn, but I think I'm just going to go with Lupe on this one. All right, we got Bartosz Fabinski versus Gerald Mearshart, and Mearshart didn't look too good against Chimaev. But in this one, he's going to be 1 year younger, have a 1-inch height advantage, be 15 pounds heavier, 2.5-inch reach advantage, and he's always live for the late submission lately, you know. But he is 6-6 in the UFC, and I don't think he's that big of a threat, you know, to the top tier guys. Not saying Fabinski's a top tier guy, but I think Fabinski's going to do enough to get the takedown and use his low output, but control the ground and pound pressure and things like that. He could easily get guillotined in that situation or something like that, but I'm going to go with Fabinski on this one, and I think it's going to be decision. All right, the next one, we got Dos Santos versus Nunes. And Dos Santos is going to be 8 inches taller with a 5-inch reach advantage, and she's lost to good competition. And Nunes is coming in here 10 years younger with, you know, some talent, but hasn't been in the UFC fighting, if I'm not mistaken. This is my least researched fight, but I'm just going to pick Dos Santos. She's the bigger girl, and she's been in there in the UFC before. So I'm just picking it based on that. Dos Santos. All right, the next one, we got Tony Gravely versus Anthony Burchak. Now, Burchak has the better striking numbers and a 3-inch height advantage, but he doesn't have that great of a record. Neither does Tony Gravely, really. And Tony Gravely is going to be 5 years younger, even though we've seen a lot more of him. And I think he's going to have the takedown element to his game here. So I think that Gravely is going to find a way to, you know, mix it up enough and just win this decision, whether it's a split or unanimous. I think Gravely's got this one. And that's going to do it for me this week, you guys. Good luck.